Hi everyone, I'm Cheryl and welcome to the Sewing Room channel. In this tutorial, I'm going to demonstrate how to make a towel apron. So this is what mine looks like. Now this one I made with Christmas in mind. So the fabric here is a Christmas fabric from Joann Fabrics and Crafts, and it's got a little bit of metallic gold. Now this is what it looks like on the front, and then on the back here, this is what it looks like. Now you don't need to make it a Christmas theme. You can make it out of any towel that you want and use any washable fabric that you want. Okay, let's get started. As I said earlier, you can use any kitchen towel that you like. Now this one has a coffee cup theme, but I want to point something out. Go over into this corner right here. On each side edges, there's a short edge at each end. It can be really thick when you go to wrap your fabric around it. Now this one's not too bad, but if you want, and yours is too thick, you can remove the stitching on each edge, the two shorter edges. You can remove it and then unfold it, press it. It also, if you need a little extra length to your towel, it's a way of getting in maybe another 1.5 inches to it. If you don't know how to cut the strips for this towel apron, here is how you would fold your fabric. When you purchase your fabric, the selvage edges are folded together. And when you ask for your 1/4 yard, that's how much you need, 1/4 yard, not a fat quarter, it needs to be 1/4 yard. You want to leave it folded and line your edges up. It may not be cut straight, so you need to cut one of your edges straight. And then from this edge, place your ruler 3 inches over and do a cut. And then do it again, move the ruler over, don't move your fabric, and cut. And you're going to cut 4 3-inch wide strips. Now you're going to take one of those strips and cut it in half. So now you have 2 shorter strips. You're going to be placing the front side of your strip against the back side of the towel. You're going to place them at each end on the 2 shorter edges. I would pin it down and then stitch 1/4 inch seam. Then after you've done that, you want to go to your ironing board and press the seam flat. Then unfold it like this and press the strip away from the center of the towel. You do that at both ends. After pressing it and folding it over, this is what it should look like. Now I'm going to show you how to trim your edges of the strips even with this edge right here. So place your ruler on the edge of the towel and then go ahead and cut it straight. And you do the same thing on the other corner. Take your second strip that you have and you're going to place it on one edge here, the longer edge. And just have some fabric hanging out on each side. So your strips on the ends are folded out and now you're laying your other strip on top. You're going to pin and stitch it to the bottom edge of the towel and you're going to go ahead and stitch a 1/4 inch seam. Then press your seam, unfold it, and press it again. Now this is what the back side of the towel should look like, and this is the front side of the border fabric. But now you want to cut these edges even with this one. So just place your ruler on there, line it up as best you can, and then trim. Then go to the other corner and do the same thing. Now at the very bottom edge of your border fabric, you're going to fold the edges over 1/4 inch and press. You're doing that on 3 sides. And this is what it should look like in the corner when you're done. Then take each end and fold it over, all the way over to where you feel the edge of the towel here, and then press again. So this is what your bottom two corners are look like at this point. Now we're going to take some of this fabric out of this corner because it's going to be way too thick and it won't look as nice. So you're not going to just cut from this edge. You're going to go over about 1/4 of an inch and just cut. And then you're going to go up and cut this way. And that's what it should look like after you've cut. Now fold your bottom edge over and press it. So after pressing, unfold it again. Take this corner and fold it towards this edge of your towel. And place it there. Don't overlap to the towel, but just place it against the edge. And go ahead and finger press this corner. Then fold it over again and then begin pinning your edge down. And this is how you get a mitered corner. You do the same thing at the other corner. Now go ahead and pin all of your edges down. And I'm going to give you the stitching order for the next step. You're going to stitch the 2 ends first. You're going to stitch close to the edge of your border fabric here, and then you're going to stop when you get to that corner, and you do that on the other side. Then you're going to stitch the bottom edge, but you're going to start in the lower portion of the mitered corner, stitch up, stitch all the way across, and then down the other corner. So here is the front of the towel, and this is what it looks like along the border edge all the way around. And this is what the edges of the towel look like on the back side. And so here's the corner. It's a nice, neat corner. And then if you just come over here just a little bit, you'll see the stitching line. I know it's hard to see because I used white thread, but it is there. So here it goes down to the corner, and then it's going across this way, and then across to the other side. Now I'm going to show you how to do the waistband and ties. And what I've done for this one is I've stitched 2 of the strips together. I first cut the selvage ends off and then stitched them together using a 1/2 inch seam right there. Then I pressed the seam open. At this point, you want to take the waist ties and waistband and tie it around your waist and tie it into a bow. If you have an excessive amount of the waistband material on the ends, then you can go ahead and cut that off. For me, I cut off about 10 inches at each end. Now this next step, I'm really simplifying it for myself because I have a problem with my right hand. It doesn't close. So a lot of the tools out there that you can use to turn a tube do not work for me. But if you have a little device called a tube turner, then you can stitch a lot more of your waistband ties closed. So here's how I did it for me. I folded them in half, bringing the front sides of the fabric together. So you have a fold line here. Then at the corner, you're going to stitch 1/4 of an inch down and stop 1/4 of an inch away from this edge. And then go down maybe a couple of inches because this is how I can turn it out. So I did it on the other one too. Remember, if you've got a tube turner, you can stitch farther down. Then I cut a little bit of the fabric off at each corner. Then I took it, and it was easy for me to do this with one hand, turned it front side out, and then you want to poke those corners out at each end. So this is what mine look like when I'm done. Now you're going to fold and press just one edge. So you're going to fold it over 1/4 of an inch and press it all the way down to the next end. Have the pretty side of your towel facing up and place the the pretty side of your waistband down against it. So now you're looking at the back of the fabric, the not so pretty side. Take your seam and place it in the middle of the towel and pin it along the edge. Then you're going to stitch from one corner of the towel all the way over to the other corner of the towel. So you'll begin and end your stitches right here. So here's where the towel border is, right there, and that's where you'll stop stitching at each end. Now press this seam with your iron and then fold this over and push against this seam and press it going away from the center of the towel. So now I'm looking at the back side, and now you want to take this edge here, fold it up 1/4 of an inch, and press it all the way down to the end right here. Have the back of your towel facing up, and you're going to fold it, the waistband, over the edge. You want to pull this edge of your fabric slightly past the stitch line that's right here, where you stitched it on the front side. So just pull it down slightly, and then go ahead and pin it. You're going to pin all the way across the top. Then I would go to your ironing board to do this next step. Fold the rest of the ties over and then press the edges flat and then put pins along here to hold it together. Then you're going to stitch from this end down here all the way across the waist tie, across the waistband, and out to the other end of the waist tie. So here it is, it's all done. This would be a perfect one for spring or summer. And don't forget about making one for the different holiday seasons too. These make great gifts and they're very quick to make. Well, I hope you learned something new and you enjoyed this tutorial. If you're interested in other towel aprons, I have a lot, including some for children. So scroll down below your YouTube screen in the description section. So scroll down until you see the words "Show More" or the little down arrow. Click on it, it will expand open, and you will see the links appearing. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram and check out my Facebook page. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time, and happy sewing. If you like the Sewing Room channel, one of the best ways to show your support is to subscribe by clicking on that red subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. And don't forget to click on share to share this video with your friends. And make sure you click on the bell so you receive notifications for all my new videos. I'm Cheryl. This is Manny. See you next time.